Okay, here I'm talking away and the camera wasn't even running. So what I'm doing is going to make a patch for here. So I found where the really bad metal is, found where I can find some that's a little bit decent. I'm going to just do a patch just below this line and then down. So I drew out what I need here. I'm going to leave enough to roll around the edge here for the just for the edge, and I left a bit to put a little bit on the bottom to give it more strength. This is what I use when I'm cutting my sheet metal, these air shears. I have two of them. This one is my newer one, but I also have the pistol grip one, which is out at AJ's right now. But these things are great for cutting sheet metal. I also have a nibbler, but I don't like it as much. What I also do is, when I've got it marked out like this, is these lines all require bending, but I might not be here. I might be over at the vise or at the sheet metal brake. So what I do is I mark which way it goes, in or out. In is towards me, out is away from me. So this one is going to go away from me, so I mark that in out, and then I put 180 degrees. Because I know that's what the total amount is going to be. This one here is likely about 30 to 40 degrees, and it's an out as well. So out 30 to 40. And this one is an in, because it's going to bend towards me. So I put an I, and that would be likely about a 90 degree. So now I have them all marked. I can't make a mistake and bend it the wrong way. But this is something I'm going to do over at the vise. Decide which way I want to bend first. These bends are going to be on the same plane, so I might as well do those. I also have a tool to do this, and I'm going to go get it. I use when I'm doing small pieces sometimes. It's actually made for doing sheet metal work like the sheet metal workers would do in putting ductwork in a home. Just two plates put together, and there are two different lengths of flanges. Well, I think the shorter one is likely the one I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm going to take my flanging tool, just slip it on there, make sure it's bottomed out. You can see that it's all the way in by those squares. Now, I want to make sure it bends right at the edge, so I'm going to go put it in the vise just about all the way down. The reason I don't go quite down far enough because I need the thickness of the tool on the other side. But then all I do is give it a push. And then I can finish it up with a hammer. It's not really intended to be used on sheet metal this thick. It's meant to be used on ductwork, but for the small pieces, it works just fine. Okay, because I know I'm going 180 degrees with those, I want to go a little farther than the 90 for now. So I just do that by hand here. I go about 135 degrees. So it's basically from 90 degrees, it's bent about 45 more. Now I have these two bends to do. This one, I'm going to bend out, so I'm going to do it first. because if I do this one first, I can't get this in the vise the way I want. So put that in the vise where I want it, and clamp it in, and then just put some pressure on as I'm tapping it. And I want about a 30 to 40 degree bend there. Okay, now I want that last bend to be out, or in, I should say. So, which means it's going to bend towards me. Clamp that in. To get it started for the flat blade. Once I get it going, that's going to be a 90. So once I get it close, I can start working the bend on the base. Okay, now I need that slight curve in here. That's where I use the back of the vise, or this spot here, depending on which one I want to use. And I'll work more towards where this flange is, because that's going to kind of fight me. And I'll just work it back and forth. And the flange stand won't bend quite as much as the free end. So I had to work it a bit, and if you see, now there's enough in there I can flex it. So let's go back and see how it fits. There's the patch panel, bent down here for this flange, and this is done so I can fold it over there. See, I kind of matched the curve pretty good. Initially, I'll take a ballpark reading. I'm not in the sun.
It's still hot.
Well, I come out, work a bit, then I go in the house. To where it's going to be. And draw my lines again. There's that one. And that one. Needs a bit of welding, and it's not quite in place, but once I get it tacked, worked it, it'll be just fine. So, there you go. As you can see, I'm cooked. 30-degree weather doesn't agree with me. So, time to shut down, go in, cool off. So, take it easy, have a good one.